we are super, super lucky because guess what we get to play with this morning?
Puppets! I got popcorn.
You don't.
See, Ayla, I told you there were snakes.
So, here's what's going to happen. We're going to kind of like take a snack and story time. I'm going to read a story to you, but you're going to have to act it out using the puppets that are included. So,
I got snakes.
have you ever wondered about what happens to animals during the winter?
They die.
Some might die. What else could be an option?
Hibernate.
Hibernate? What about birds? Do you see what birds do in the
They
fall?
stay alive and they fly.
They migrate. What does it mean to migrate?
They fly away.
Yeah, hold on to your bird. Where do they fly away to? They fly in a V formation, the geese do. They fly south where it's slightly warmer, right? Native Americans wondered about everything around them. They used stories to teach others what they learned. Most of their learning was done by simply watching and making careful observations about what was happening around them. With this knowledge, they created stories to explain what they had seen. In this way, they could tell their stories to others and share what they had learned. So instead of just sharing facts, they created interesting stories to make their learning probably a little more exciting and to help, especially for younger people, to help them remember it. Here's a story about some animal friends adapted from The Keepers of Animals by Michael J. Caduto and Joseph Bruchac. As you listen to the story, you will learn how different kinds of animals prepare for cold weather. If you have a puppet, listen very carefully and you will be given directions during the story. When your animal is mentioned, you should move your puppet to act out what is being said. If you don't have a puppet, you should also listen carefully. Eli. Every time the word winter is said, that's your cue. So Mason and Isis, if you don't have a puppet with you, listen for the word winter. When you hear the word winter, you should shake and shiver your body and say, "Brrr!" To make everyone feel cold. You want to practice? Ready? We could all do it too. So I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm really not looking forward to winter." Brrr! Alright, you guys ready?
We have to cuddle.
Serious business. Story started now.
Okay, serious business.
One day in late fall, an old oak tree was standing tall next to a woodland pond. She had seen many things in her lifetime and enjoyed watching and talking with her animal friends. Looking down at the water, oh, I don't think a bird flew into our story yet. Looking down at the water, she noticed some movement in the pond.
Oh, are
She
you?
carefully bent down to see what was going on. She carefully bent down to see what was going on. She saw a turtle trying to sun himself on top of a heap of sticks. So getting some sun, warming up. The turtle tried this way and that, but he couldn't feel the same warmth from the sun that he had felt all summer. Suddenly, a beaver popped out from under a pile of sticks, which was his home. There's nothing but eating, though. I don't think beavers feast on turtles. "What are you doing here, my friend?" asked the beaver. The turtle quickly replied, "I'm just trying to keep warm. It's so cold here, I might soon have to bury myself in the mud and hibernate until spring. That's how I spend the winter."
Me too.
Hey guys, stick to the script, no ad-libs. The beaver had an idea. "Why don't you do like I do?" What does the beaver do?
Nothing.
"I stay active and keep warm by huddling with my family in this lodge.
What lodge? This lodge?
I've already collected lots of sticks, Mr. Beaver.
Popcorn.
I've already collected lots of sticks and branches to eat when the pond freezes. That's..."
One.
You guys ready to move on?
Yeah, we're ready.
"That's how I'll spend the next couple of months. I could never think of sleeping all winter." Oh, winter! Come on, my winter friends. Just then, A red-winged blackbird
Oh, that's back to you.
landed on a nearby cattail.
Cactail, where's the cactail? Come on, Ted, bring it in.
Pretend it's a tree for now.
Oh, yeah, see it.
Look at me! Look at me! He called out. And he asked
Wait,
what
no,
the
that's
two
me.
were
That's
talking
my
about. Can you guys act it out? What? And follow the script for me?
When is it my turn to be the beaver?
Hey, Beaver.
Maybe now would be a good time for you to trade off.
I'm going to swim in.
Then he asked what the two were talking about. Don't be silly, the bird called out. Why don't you just fly south like I do? There's always plenty of food in the south, and the weather stays nice and warm. The turtle laughed at this. The turtle laughed. Now you're the silly one. Neither Brother Beaver nor I can fly south in winter. Brr. We don't have any wings. As all three of them were laughing together, a honeybee flew over to them. I can't stay long, she said. I've got to collect more nectar for my hive's honey supply. I'm a busy, busy bee. The turtle asked the honeybee, how do you spend the winter? The honeybee said, all the bees in our hive ball up together in a hollow tree. Next we flap our wings like this, and that makes some heat. Doing this keeps us warm for the whole time, as long as we don't run out of honey. All the animals try to flap their arms at the same time. All those animals are flapping their arms, making quite a commotion. Then they noticed a cricket. Then they noticed a cricket had joined them. But remember that they're just hanging out. They're not having dinner.
Why does everyone
Why is that
Cannibalistic.
What is that? You cannibals!
Don't eat the
They're hanging out. They're just friends. They're not eating each other. They're not having a dance party. They're just hanging out. The others told their stories again and explained how they planned to spend the next couple of months. Now it was the cricket's turn to tell his story. I don't worry about winter. My life is very short, maybe. All of us crickets and grasshoppers lay our eggs in the ground before it freezes. I know I'm going to die, but next spring my eggs will hatch and my children will be here to spend the summer with all of you. Finally, the old oak tree, who had been listening carefully, shook her branches to get everyone's attention.
Oh my god.
Then she said,
Wait, how is the bird?
listen carefully, she's a wise old tree. Then she said, I'm so glad to see my brothers and sisters here at the pond's edge. By listening to you, I've learned the many ways to get ready for the cold weather. Did you know that I have my own way to get ready? When it gets cold, the wind helps me shed my old leaves into a colorful blanket, which helps keep my roots warm all winter.
Lucky.
When spring comes, I simply sprout new green leaves. At last, the beaver looked at the turtle and said, I never had any idea there were so many ways to prepare for the winter.
Who's talking?
Brr. Now that I know, I feel happy to have it so easy. And with that, the beaver crawled back into his lodge. Goodbye, beaver. The turtle dove back into the water. Bye, turtle.
Bye, turtle. I died.
Guys, do you need to add that?
I'm gonna be the one going next.
The red-winged blackbirds and the honeybee flew off, and the cricket jumped away. All the while, keeping a watchful eye on her disappearing animal friends.
Oh, yeah, that's up there.
The end.